Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Oh my God, girl, sit down. No, seriously, grab the whole bottle of wine because you are not going to believe the absolute circus my life has become this week. I feel like my head is spinning so fast it might actually unscrew off my neck. You know I don't use the word toxic lightly, but I am drowning in it right now. Okay, so you know how things have been since the baby came. Or, well, you know the sparkly version I try to put out there, but let me give you the real, unfiltered nightmare edition. Context is everything. You remember the birth, right? I mean, how could you forget? I still wake up in a cold sweat about it. It wasn't just hard labor. It was a horror movie. I literally almost died. My husband almost lost his wife and his child in the span of 10 minutes. So we survive that. We bring this precious, miracle baby home. And you would think that having a near-death experience and bringing the first grandchild into the world would rally the troops, right? You'd think my family, who lives 15 minutes away, would be at my doorstep. Girl, please. Let's talk about my mother. Since the birth, she has visited maybe 4 times. And let me tell you how these visits go. She breezes in, smelling like perfume that's too strong, coos for exactly 5 minutes, and then the phone comes out. She snaps a selfie and boom, it's on Facebook. Best grandma life. She gets her content, creates this illusion of being the doting matriarch, and leaves me alone in the trenches. It is performative grandmothering at its finest. Then there's my dad. Oh, buckle up for this one. You know the history with my dad. You know how I grew up. He's complicated. And by complicated, I mean he has been narcissistic and emotionally abusive my entire life. But now that there's a baby, suddenly he's super grandpa. He is very involved, I'll give him that, but it's suffocating. It's not help, it's possession. We walk into his house and it's immediately, give me the baby. We cease to exist as humans. And the help, there is none. My family treats the baby like a toy to be played with, not a human being that requires work. We go over there, they hog the baby until she cries, hand her back for a diaper change, and offer us nothing. Now contrast this with my husband's family. They live on the complete opposite side of the country, literally an 11-hour trek away. We went to visit them for the holidays, and girl, I almost cried from relief. It was night and day. I felt like I could breathe for the first time in months. We actually got to go on date nights. His parents pushed us out the door and said, "Go, have fun, we got this." They did the grunt work. I woke up one morning and realized our laundry was done. Folded. It wasn't just about them doing chores, it was the vibe. They wanted us to be okay. When we left his family, I felt rejuvenated. I remembered what it felt like to be a person, not just a milk machine. But then, we had to come back home to reality. So we come back home to reality. And the reality is bleak, finances-wise. You know how expensive this area is. We are bleeding money just renting this cramped apartment. We are trying so hard to save for a house, but it feels like we're running on a treadmill. We're never going to own a home here. My husband and I started talking late one night, whispering so we wouldn't wake the baby. And we realized, why are we here? We have no support system. My mom is a Facebook ghost, my dad is an emotional vampire, and we are broke. Meanwhile, in my husband's home state, we could actually afford a house with a backyard. The schools are great, and we would have a village. A real village, not an Instagram one. So we started applying for jobs, seriously applying. And somehow, I don't even know how, maybe small-town gossip travels at the speed of light. My dad got wind of it. I was bracing for a conversation, you know, like adults. I thought maybe he'd be sad, maybe he'd ask why, but no. He went straight for the jugular. He called me up, voice dripping with that specific tone that used to make me hide in my room as a kid, and dropped the ultimatum. He threatened, to cut us off completely. He said if we move, he will not be involved in our lives anymore. He accused me of, and I quote, ripping his granddaughter away from him. Excuse me, ripping her away. That phrase hit me like a slap in the face. First of all, notice the wording. Not "I'll miss you, my daughter." It's my granddaughter. It's all about his access to the baby. It confirmed my worst fear. He cares more about losing his possession than he cares about me. And it hurt my husband, too. To hear my dad basically say, "If you move for a better life, you're dead to me," crushed him. I tried to keep my voice calm, even though I was shaking with rage, and I told him, "My husband's family has flown across the country to see us. They make the effort. Why can't you? Planes fly both ways, Dad." But you know how he is. He doesn't hear logic, he only hears abandonment. And now I'm spiraling. I'm sitting here, looking at Zillow listings in my husband's state, seeing these beautiful houses we could actually afford, imagining a life where I have help. But then I hear my dad's voice in my head telling me I'm cruel. I don't want to punish him, but I want to put my daughter in a good school. I want her to play in a backyard that we own. I want to know that if I have a bad day, I can call my mother-in-law and she won't just come over for a photo op. She'll come over to help me fold laundry. Is it so wrong to want a better life? The guilt is eating me alive. So tell me the truth. Am I the asshole here? Am I being selfish? I feel like I'm going crazy. Pour me another glass, please. I need you to tell me I'm not losing my mind.